What do you got
All
for
right.
me?
So first up is a solar play. Sun Power SPWR.
Sweetness.
So this is took that dip with the sector at 24.69. Why I like this one in particular.
There's a lot of good solar right now.
Yeah.
Let me throw you out what I got. I got 2156 to 2715. A little high, but if you had 35s, man, this thing is gone.
Yeah. So I've got 30. I got 30C for for this week. Has some decent
Yeah.
volume, and then yeah. So I have 35 into October on it.
Wow, that's earlier than I would thought of you would have it. Kind of fits the thesis though. That's where it's going to start the quarter off nice. Um, we need to flip that 27. That's it. I'm sure that's going to be playable on your end though.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, anything as far as like the sold put side of things. Let's see here. Yeah, so we've got 2350 sold puts, so we could get a little drop down and then a bounce. This is really one of those where, like, I look at the candles and the sell off for the last 2 days, and I'm looking for a pretty likely relief bounce to like mid candle on some of these fat sell candles, and the flow kind of bears that out. So yeah, you could play options on it just for a little relief bounce and be fine. But when it breaks through, I think you got a much bigger move ahead.
Okay. I like that. I think they're gonna go here. So
Next up for me is you. This is one that we do talk about quite a bit in the chat. A lot of people are on this one. Has some definite appeal to me because it really showed some strength during that sell off, and I've got volume exceeding open interest by a long shot on 1021, 37, and 3850.
yeah.
Me.
Yeah, 38 is what I needed to see. Um, do you have?
So
Are you getting sold puts anywhere?
yeah. So I've got
Because my lower level's 29, but 30 is probably going to hold
yeah. There
or
isn't much
higher.
to push this below 30 on my end. So 32.
32 even. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that 38 was the number I needed. That's your volume profiles.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty smooth move to the upside over. It'll string some nice days together, I think, is what I'm seeing.
It has lots of range, and then 55 has kind of been the top, and there's a decent gap after that. I mean, that's a ways away, but I mean, what we were there.
Yeah, no,
We were there, and
I
that's August high. That's your August high. I mean, it's not super far away.
yeah, it's a little bit. It's not as good as Roblox as a setup, but it has some similarities to it to me.
Yeah, I like it. Unity software.
Yeah, they're a metaverse stock. All right, so next up for me is Lyft.
I did them in order, so that works great for my list.
All right,
Interesting that
so
you went here over DoorDash. I'm interested in what you see.
yeah, so this has a lot of sold puts at 14.5. We're a little under that, and just kind of looking for a pretty quick reversal to 16, and can see some consolidation there. Leaps back out to 20. So pretty
My
big channel potentially here.
my channel is 1248 to 15 basically. Um, kind of in the middle of that, but 1370 is the bottom of 3 of the 4 last weekly candles. Um, this thing has a ton of range. I have a note mid candle on the last from the last drop is 32. So I mean that's stupid. Yeah, right here. This candle's mid candle's 32. So lots of range. I like it.
Nice.
1370 though, if you're going for like a localized trend, that's where my line would be. Um,
Nice. Yeah. And both these, like Uber and Lyft, they move pretty nicely, even on the share side. So good share options combo with that one.
yeah. Hopefully you just get the psych bounce high or low. It doesn't sound like you're gonna get that low though. It sounds like this 32 might hold. Or
Yeah, I mean it'll. I don't. We could very well open the week on a decent flush, just with some momentum from last week. But I think that would be pretty quick. So be ready for that.
I'm buying. I'd probably scale into shares under 1350 here. If you did,
Yeah, I
if
think
you
that's a
did,
good spot.
if you did flush, because then you can just play it back to 15, and if you don't bust through, you just get out.
Yep. Next up for me is PBI. Now this obviously ran pretty hard on Friday against the market. They're a e-commerce
Mm-hmm.
small cap. Um, they also have they do like mail marketing. Kind of seems a little scammy as a company, but but the flow to me was nice. So all right, so let me give you some specifics here.
This is the one of the 3 that I have A plus off your list. 265 to 393, $4 basically. 480, 490 is your volume profile. Squeeze dots are firing in on the day and the weekly. Um, yeah, I like a lot of
Yeah,
that.
very likely to bust through 3 and leaps to 4 pretty much across all expirations. So but yeah, I think this keeps running. We'll see how far we can go, but yeah, 4 is actually pretty plausible as a target here. So this could be a pretty big runner that gets some attention.
Yeah, buy this under 260. This will be in my. I'm stealing this and it'll be in my notes for sure. That's just a great share side trade. 250 to 4 is money. 250 to 350 is money. To be honest
Yeah,
with you.
right. Yeah, I think you get out of a position on the way up and
Yeah.
leave with you and just have fun with it.
Yeah. Are just if you want to keep it all, what I do when I want to keep it all, because sometimes you do want to keep it all, is you just pick a profit spot and be like, all right, that's $200 or $300. Like that's where I'm gonna stop at. Period. And you just take it.
Yeah,
I mean, give yourself a lot of room, but that's just like you just have to already strategically have, all right, this is when I go home.
right.
And
Yeah,
give if you have confidence in it, give yourself some room. That's fine. If you don't have confidence, play with a tighter stop. That's just like as simple as I can put that. That's the way you should be doing it. Scaling in, scaling out works too. Just leave your profit in there if you believe in it. Right? You're up $300 or $200. Leave that many shares or contracts in there. Simple. It's real simple
yeah.
stuff. Sorry for the rant.
No, that's good. That's good. All right, next up for me is
What stock?
Lemonade. So, you're not going to find a lot of stocks that went up 4.3%, especially in financial services. So what's going on with Lemonade? Why is it doing that? Well, I don't know of a catalyst in particular on this, but I do know what's happening with Lemonade is it's just it frustratingly will not dip to give me the entry where I want it. So I'm basically just looking at the flow and saying, all right, this is probably just going to keep going. It's one of those that has leaps to 50, but like the realistic scenario of what's happening right now is that we're likely going to get a push to 23 fairly quickly, and going to break through the 27 to 30 is what the October stuff is saying.
Yeah, I got that 16 to 22 load zone. 22 is the highest I would add this. 30's always been the target. I personally like anything sub 20s. A little bitter I didn't buy it Friday sub 20.
Yeah.
What you said at the beginning is how I feel though. I wanted it to go lower and it just didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, 22 is kind of where I stopped buying it at. So we're right under that. Love for this to pull back under 20 again, but repeat winner.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of the better stocks we found lately. All right, so next up for me is
a little shocked here.
Upstart.
Little shocked here.
So yeah, I mean Upstart, the chart kind of says it might just die. I definitely could see that. But what I'm kind of thinking here is that I'm seeing a little bit of strength in fintech for a bounce early this week, and looking for not really anything too dramatic here, but I think this gets back to 25 pretty quickly, and then from there it could reject pretty hard. But I do think it attempts a little relief bounce to 25, and that's just what I see in the weeklies on it.
There's a one line chart. 24, 25 is the one line. $24.25, but 20 25, that's basically the same thing. Just a reminder to take profit before you get there. I would really like this to build support at 20p, and it just hasn't really. It's just channeling under that.
Yeah, I mean it. So we talk a lot about June lows. So this one had May lows, June lows, July lows, and now it has.
You know what they call that, right?
What's that?
It's called a trend.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, it's right. So this one is sorry. It's weeklies only for me. Great for scalping. It's got a ways to go before it can break out of that trend, though.
Do you see it the same way? Like, I'd rather it just fall to 20, build support, so I can play 20 to 25, or kind of better off with.
Oh yeah, no. If I want to do shares, but the IV is so good on the options that
okay,
you basically scalp a 1.5% move and make $70 a contract or something. So
they just have. I think they just had Amazon news too. Not too like last week. They had news with somebody.
Yeah, and it's just the good news is just not moving it like it used to. No. Affirm's kind of in the same boat. It's the buy now pay later model is gaining it's gaining popularity for every groceries and weddings and funerals or whatever, but the problem is that there's a perception that the pay later part of it is going to burn them because people are going to run out of money. So
because scammers are smart.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So yeah, so the character of this play, the reason it's on the hot list is because weekly options are going to move pretty nicely on it. But you can play upside or downside on that. It's up to you. But I think we get a good range through the week. All right. So next up for me, this one is actually a Chinese ADR, Vips.
Yeah. I gotta
And this got a lot of attention in the flow. I even saw some people tweeting about it. And basically, the level that stands out, 930 11C stood out to me, which is a pretty significant jump for a weekly on it.
I should have paid more attention to their logo and would have noticed it was a Chinese ADR when I was charting this. Try not to remember. I try not to have a bias, but it has an 8-9 channel on my end, which makes a lot more sense now that I know it's an ADR. 15 was kind of like my spot with note that says a lot of range. 11 works though. I see it.
Yeah, and it what I basically would be looking for as
Yeah,
it approaches 11, right, I look for the flow to sort of pile in at the higher strikes, yep. And my plan would be to, I mean, there's two ways to do that. Either you wait for that break, and that's when you get in, or you're just already in and you see if it actually succeeds in breaking through. So, so that sort of would be my plan. Shares or options a few weeks out. You know, if you want to play it cheap, you could get some weekly lottos on it. But I think this will probably move pretty nicely this week.
Yeah, I like ADRs. I just don't know when they're going to go again.
Yeah.
But I like a lot of them.
All right. So next up, oil stock. This is a large cap. Probably my favorite large cap because Oxy's a mega cap now. So give them that status. But Devon, really dramatic sell-off on Friday. Then I think they kind of overdid it. So Devon, in terms of this DVN and in terms of flow on this, looking like a pretty quick jump back to 60 in the weeklies. Flow goes 68, 70 in the coming weeks. So I think we could see a pretty decent reversal in oil coming up. My line on it, 56.13, is my most reliable line. So definitely would like to see that tested. But there's a lot of potential here. We'll see in futures, but we could just see a quick bounce in oil and then probably more selling. But Monday, Tuesday could be pretty good.
I mean, bigger picture lines, but 53, 78, or 54, and 63, 60, 63, 5, right in there. I think the bigger number here though is that the price per barrel, that 80 being a higher low isn't a good sign. That's supposed to be the highest it is, not where it's showing resistance on the downside. So it's not. I mean, it's cool that it's down there, but that's not what you want to see. 50 would be cool.
Right. Yeah.
So that is something to watch, these charts. Higher lows for them off past support is great, especially if we do get back up into the hundreds on the oil.
Yeah, no, and they'll quite a few of them will be in my notes. I didn't want to flood the hot list with it, but basically, like, I know exactly what I want to see out of something like Dino or MRO or SD. You know, all those. I will be watching closely for sure.
It's not my favorite, but there's these charts. You got to have a spot where you just play the information, for lack of better terms, right? Like it's cheap enough you can check the price of barrel of oil per barrel, right? You know the price at the
Yeah.
pump, and professor's saying the flow's coming in. Like that's really, I mean, keep it that simple on these, because everyone should take a piece of this pie, right? Even if you're not
Yeah.
even if you're not trading them daily. So just find one or two or a couple that you like, or the ETFs that we talk about. Um, do you have, while we're on this one, I got 65 or 50. 50 would be the downside. 65 would be the top. Or you got, I'm assuming you're seeing the 65s. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. This one's actually an A setup. If it got to 54, it'd be A plus. That's the only thing.
Yes.
It's the only thing keeping it back.
Yeah, it's and that's why I really want to see that test of that 5613, because I do think I agree with you. I've got 54p on it in October as like
One.
worst case. So
Yeah.
that'd be an
That's a load the boat on. I mean, it really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, for sure. So oil stocks, just real quick on my strategy. I play weeklies until mid-morning Wednesday, and then I just jump to the next week, because it lowers your risk and they're still cheap, close to in the money, as you know. So that's for Oxy, Devon, any of those.
Yeah, Oxy charts is a real simpler spot in this too. A couple bucks above the line.
Yep. All right. So next up for me is Piton. So Piton is one of those that's in a downtrend, but it's actually in a spot where it has built some strength in the past. So I think that we have the potential for a nice channel here. I've got sold puts at 850, looking for a move to 10. Breaks 10, it's going 12. To 12 fairly quickly.
God, we've been here before. It's just a broken record. Yeah, 840 is my line. 12 is the top. 10 is the target, which is volume profile. Just lines up. It's A plus play of the week, especially if you can get this thing, $8.25, $8. If we get a flush on it, I would just scale into this on share side.
Yeah, right, and I think that this is a good example of a stock where retail bears will get burned because they'll be like, Piton is garbage. This should be $5, but there's just nothing in the TA or flow that says it's going to push that low. Yeah. So much more likely that we just get a repeat of a pattern we've already seen several times.
Yeah, and I mean, not to run you through crazy math, but I'm just trying. I mean, even if you get a dip, I'll try to get your average around 820.
Yeah,
that's like, and you're fine there, in my opinion. Yeah, I think this is the play of the week for us, to be honest.
Yeah, I like it. It was the first one I identified in my list draft.
Yeah, especially if the flipping PR department comes through. That's all you need, some PR.
Yeah, they had like a rowing machine. I think they need something with more broad appeal that could really push it.
Agreed.
All right, next up is one of my favorites. I trade this every week regardless, but it's kind of hot list time just because of where it's at, and that's X. So what I like about X is a move back to 2050. Seems really likely to me. I've got calls up to 22 on it. Sold puts 18, some at 1750. So we could see a bit more selling here, but the absolute floor on this to me is 1750, and that I would really load up if we get a drop that far. But yeah, so move back to 20, between 20 and 22 is what I see on it.
We got 18, 12, 22, 81. Um, yeah, everything lines up there. My note was volume profile 22, 23. As long as you have $20 strikes, this is where it's at. Um, I like it even more with the 1750 floor. That's decent. So another repeat winner. I don't know. You've been on this for over a year. It seems like.
Yeah, yeah. The back in well, October, I think October of 2021 is where I first caught it, and then we caught a really crazy move January
Yeah.
on it. So yeah.
Yeah, it's this is the third tap in that time frame off this level. Well, with realistic range back to 25 to be honest. So 30% play, 40% play. Love it. This is the third one that had A plus on this side.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
This Piton
Yeah, I
NPVI.
said on Friday it was looking like an exciting week, at least in
Yeah.
terms of prep.
Well,
This is what you like to.
Yeah, 100%. You like to see stuff pull back to levels and hold, and then the market say, "All right, we're gonna go the other way now." We're not gonna have downward pressure. We're just gonna have a little reprieve. Hopefully, the reprieve turns into a rally. I mean, what are we doing here?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's pretty basic. All right,
And my last one, probably
your
my favorite
baby,
stock in the whole market is Coin.
baby.
And this, yeah, I just have a ton of lines on it, and it's just been using all of them during the week, and just had a really nice run. Like this was my number one play last week was run up on Coin into FOMC, get out. It sold off maybe more than I expected, but that's good because it just come right back to it. All right, so on Coin, obviously this is Bitcoin dependent to some extent, but it also even as Bitcoin just kind of consolidates in a pretty tight range, this has some pretty dramatic movements with the market. And so what I see on it, potential here for pullback to around $57, and basically just looking to go right back through some of my lines at 61.94, 63.85 up to 67. Really gets going up to 72. So just dip and rip is kind of what I'm looking for on it.
So I'm me, I always have an analogy, and they're usually sports, but I'm basically the spectator, and Professor is the athlete when it comes to coin. Um, but just in general, that is the complement of our styles. I look at stuff from a way more historical standpoint. I try not to let intraday levels affect my decisions. Um, Professor owns the intraday levels, and he uses those to see where they line up consistently. He looks at them every single day and sees where they line up consistently. So you get a shorter term picture. So when those two line up, that is as I used to call it, the Megazord. Um, I'm a little bitter here because I was gonna go against you on your own stock, but but no, the downside into the 50s is what I see. I have 54 as the old line. Your spot would be high or low at 57. 76 is the top of that channel, which is plenty of range. The note I have is 68 or 63. If you have something there, that's what I would look for. That's your volume profiles.
Yeah. So I have. Let's see. Yeah, I have 65 for.
Yeah, that's right in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, for 10. I guess it's early October.
Really, that soon?
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. We're gonna probably, or people are. Do you think people load this stock like monthly for Bitcoin rallies? Just every month, they're like, I'm guessing there's gonna be a huge Bitcoin rally.
Yeah, it's been one that stands out. Pretty much this one and Mara have been it. And then I play that MSTR, which is kind of like low volume under the radar, but that, I mean that company is like very adamant about linking their whole future to Bitcoin. So
Okay.
so it moves pretty well with Bitcoin as well.
Yeah. I just wonder if there's just people that have money that just lotto it every month. Because they do, the charts move great. Like Mara, great example. That thing moved 20-30% in a week.
Yeah, and it's I mean, Coin to me is it's just one of those companies that I think will be here a decade from now. I just think that they have they're just so integrated into that space, and just anyone wants to start crypto is like gets a Coinbase account. So
yeah, I mean, if not, I mean, worst case for these guys is acquisition, PayPal, Square, something like that. I mean, that's worth maybe even Robinhood partnership, some crap like that.
Yeah,
that's like they're not, the company itself and the name's not going anywhere. 100% agree with that.
Yeah, that's a thing. Their name has as much value as whatever they're doing. Yeah,
that's perfect.
All right, so yeah, so that's my hot list. Kept it light.
I like it. Let's go. Let's just make that switch this week. Let's do mine before we do the old hot list. Let's do that. Did you go through a lot of these, or do we need to do them one at a
time? No, I did. So,
like, what stands out? What stands out, and then I'll just ask questions on the ones that don't.
All right. So the ones that really stood out to me, I had Run, Sun W.
Well, let's just start. Let's go there. So Run. Let's just do it. Run.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on 33. It's the only light I have on the damn chart.
Yeah, so it's 33C, 35C for October. Just similar, like the solar stocks all have this kind of look to them to me. And this one in particular, 30 is very strong in the sold puts. So I think they want to defend that.
Yeah, that's
and we're right there.
Even if you go under that, it's like 29 in the 29s. It's not going like 27, 26. It's just not. And then on my upper end, it's 37. Which is still 20% in a sector I love. And I'm fine, P, with flooding this list with these solar plays. You know what I mean? Kind of.
Oh yeah, I mean, like Enphase is going to be in my notes, and in terms of like, so for Run, I look at October 21st calls. For Enphase, it's all about the weeklies and just catching those 1 to 4% moves during the day.
Okay. What else you got here?
Oh yeah, so your other solar Sun W.
Yeah. Okay. If you didn't say that was going to be in the notes 100%. I have 295. That's kind of the upper part of the channel. We had 2 and 295, but it's the weekly is killing this 295 level. Like it comes off of it almost the whole dollar.
Yeah, I've got the leaps to 5C, 7.5C really stand out. And then it doesn't have any strikes at 3. So it's like 2.5 is kind of where you have to look at it. But the sold puts at 2.5 are all bullish. So given the context, I'm not looking for a dip to 2.5. I'm just looking for 3 to hold. Perfect. And a nice bounce off that.
Love it. What do you got next?
All right, and then next up for me, one that stood out, BlackRock Coffee, so BRRC. And I've kind of sort of picked up on this that coffee is a good spot to look at in relief rallies in general. So like Bros and Starbucks can give you a decent move. Now, but this one, we played this about as well as you could have on their big, huge spike. And I really just see the whales wanting this to be a $10 stock is kind of where I'm at on it.
I got
Uh,
745, 917. So just 750 to 9. That's we're kind of living there, but we're at 750 now.
yeah, yeah.
Are you soon on those tens, or
Yeah,
just
October. Yeah,
or
October
just all
21st.
or just all over
No, it's pretty soon.
focused?
So I
Okay.
think it's a channel that we're 1021. We'll see that, and those are like $20. So
Oh
just to
wow.
give you a sense of the pricing on them.
I like having stuff like that around. It's just easier for people
Yeah.
that play than Tesla ODTs and stuff like
Yep.
that. What about the other coffee?
Bros.
Yeah. What'd you see there? Just curious
Yeah.
if it didn't make your cut. Um, just curious what you see because I like the sector in general. For me, that it sounds foolish, but it's a really good barometer for the economy. Because if they're doing
Right.
good,
I mean,
people ain't
okay. So like,
spending $5.
what's the like? I need to cut my spending. Like, what am I going to
Yeah,
cut? My daily coffee. I'll just brew it at home. Yeah. So I
yeah.
mean, I 100% agree that that's a big deal. All right. So yeah, bros. It's you know gets close to 30. I kind of like it gets my attention. 36C weeklies are really popular, and then as you push out in like subsequent weeks, you do see some 40, some leaps to 50. So I see it kind of getting into that 40 to 42 is the reversal I'm looking for.
Do you see
Um,
you see 30 though downside as opposed to 32?
so
I know I'm talking pennies here, but
yeah, all right. So yeah, I mean there's some bearish flow down to 30, but there's
okay,
just nothing underneath that.
got you. Okay, then my line's a little off. I'm in there at 30. I'm in. That's still 10% down from here though. Close to 10%, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect.
But
Thank you.
I kind of see it, and like the story in the weeklies is that we rally a little bit, and then potentially the next move down could hit that 30. But I just kind of don't see it just going straight there.
Not a big enough window, it sounds like in general. That'd be a good way to classify it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Next. You got another one or
Oh, yeah. Had one more from. Yes, CCL.
I was gonna say I was gonna guess that was it too. I was
Yeah.
just about to type it in. Dang it.
Yeah, just been really interested in what I've seen out of cruises and resorts just over the past couple weeks, and with this the sell off's taking me right back down to the spot where I wish I bought it last time. So that was one
gotcha.
thing that got my attention. And then when I went into the flow on it, basically it's kind of clear as day to me that we're looking at a move back to like 11
Yep.
or so within the next couple weeks. First week of October, I see us testing that.
When we played this the first time. The 8-9 channel was our ad zone. We already had the move to 11 a couple times. It's the it was the is the 9 flipping to support. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
or are we going to check back down to 8 before the run? With the ER coming this Friday, I can't see them reporting bad. I just can't. They dropped the COVID test for like the 5-day trip or 7-day trip. You know that change will be in these numbers, and I know a ton of people that are have been or planning on going on those. So I don't think they're hurting. I think they're way undervalued here,
Yeah,
sector wide. But I like this play chart wise the best.
yeah, 8.5 really is it. I mean, that's a very bullish put contract. So there's just no real attempts under that I'm seeing.
I mean, I know it cuts into profit a little bit, but as long as you're eight anything, I think you're just eight anything to high tens or 11. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I
And
mean,
least, like, if you were to ask me, like, what's the, the realistic value of this particular stock? I mean, yeah, and like in good times, it's back to like $20 or something like that. But I think it's gonna get into this 14 to 18 channel at some point when the
yes.
market recovers.
Yeah,
So
yeah. No, I
for that.
and this fits my price range where I can just buy 1,000 shares too. And I mean that the move to 10 is good enough. Anything above that, and it's just don't for me. It's a don't be cute play, right? Don't try to lowball it. Don't oversize. Just buy what you buy in the zone. You go eat a sandwich, come back and sell it for profit. It's not hard. If you want to keep shares, keep your profit in. It's real simple.
Yep.
I love it. So you said that was the last one. Let me, Apron, I assume you don't have a read on because of the social pump, so not too worried about
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Beam, I know is like if you have to change your filters from 100 to 20 to get Beam to show up. I'm assuming, right? Like because
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
so
Right.
low
So yeah,
volume.
yeah. Beam, like, basically when I see Blink and F cell in those, I make it a point to look up Beam, but it doesn't show up on its own.
Okay,
There
because
just aren't enough.
this is about the bottom down here for that guy. Um, it's just a hard catch. Maybe that's a more that's like trying to catch a marlin. Maybe you should just kind of stay away from that one.
Well,
Um,
yeah, just to kind of give you a sense of the flow on it. The volume exceeded open interest on um, February 15C was like the most popular contract, but the
yeah,
volume was 30 and the open interest was 12.
yeah,
So it's like,
yeah.
it's just yeah, not a
It's a
big.
it's a tough read. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'll
Yeah.
I'll, I'll note that, and I won't say anything to this unless it's a share side play. Because it's always in my just because of the range on the share side. A stock that moves 12 to 15 in a day is fun times on the share side.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talked about coffee. Um, I don't really care about the flow read. I just want to mention it because I think I lucked out on going against going against you on this CDE off the psychological bounce off of a or off the
Oh yeah, yeah.
support bounce
That was,
because we're right
yeah.
back there again. But I think we're gonna fail this time to whatever the
Yeah.
flow.
The the gold ETF is in bad shape, so just gonna kind of see what happens there. But yeah.
Gotcha. Chegg, I assume you'll scream when it's ready. I was real shocked that this wasn't on your list though. This is number one candidate for Monday 11:30 collab Professor Mention.
Oh yeah, yeah. It definitely. I keep an eye on it. So
Yeah, I know you do.
it's
So
yeah.
I was just shocked it wasn't in yours just because of where it's at. It just has that feel. Um, the rest of the EV Alt Energy plays like EVgo, F Cell.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Um,
Yeah, those
so yeah, so my deal
F
on
Cell, you're
those,
all over usually.
yes, it just has some bearish flow that I think might fizzle out. I'm going to look at the open interest on it, right? So like 4C is actually a really bearish contract right now,
Interesting.
and I'm looking to see, like, if that change when that changes, because I think it'll change pretty quickly. I'll be all over it. So by Wednesday or so, very much could be into F cell
So
and
these
looking for
charts
that.
these charts just need the market conditions basically is what it sounds like.
Yeah, right. And I mean, flow or not, if F cell's in like the 330s, I'm just probably gonna just buy it, and
Yeah,
then just precede the flow a bit, because that is probably where it'll flip around, and you can that can easily run. Uh, Basically, it's going to go test 4, it could bust through and go to 5 from there.
Yeah, I had 359 on the as the line on the chart, and then we have a trend line, and it's getting real tight to that 359. Um, I think the trend line right now, if we look on the hourly chart, it's like 340. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's just getting real tight. I assume we're gonna make a flip in either direction here, move back to 5 or 250's coming into play again.
Yep.
Figs and Groupon, not really liking them anyways, but they were just in a spot. So if they didn't catch your eye, I really don't even want to waste the time. This HL though, I think is that the mining stock? That's a mining stock.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, this level is super strong. It's 350, 360, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it's that flow is kind of crazy. So it's got January 9C is the most popular contract on it, and $6. I might just buy one just to have it. But,
well, buy one so you can keep an eye on this because I think we just might be a week early here.
yeah, I mean the flow is overwhelmingly bullish in a sector that's actually really bad. So that's a really weird outlier. But yeah, I'll definitely watch it.
I mean, just even back to $6 or $7. That's a flipping home run from here, and the chart has it in it like easily. The 9 is outrageous. Oh yeah, you got to go back there. I see it. I see it. And then the one right below that, another one that HLIT Harmonics. Another one of these damn charts I got from you, but it's flipping the high end support to resistance. Do you see this thing dying?
Like
back, I mean, and dying is like 925.
Yeah, let me see.
It's nothing crazy.
Yeah, no, flow is all bullish on it. It's just not enough.
Okay.
Its volume's really low, so it basically like, God damn, that thing kept going. Wow.
Yeah, I know. I know. Well, when the stock when on the week, if you look at the weekly, when a stock has like 2 months like that, and then kind of checks back with the market but holds a higher level, it's a matter of time before that's gonna happen again. Like,
right? Yeah.
And even a move off of this $10, $11 level to 14 or 15, that's 40%, 50%. That's all you need. But
it has some March leaps to 1750. So could very well happen. Kind of want to see what happens around here at $11
with it.
But 1250, 1021 is a pretty bullish contract on it. So yeah, this thing could check back up there for sure.
Interesting. Hut, I don't need you for that. We know what we're doing there.
Yeah.
Rad ER, solely ER.
Yeah, Rad. Let me see. I'm gonna try not to let my emotions on it get to me. It's already disappointed me that it hasn't done more. Let's see.
I mean, we're middle of the channel. We have 575 to 9, but the ER is just. We didn't really talk about that. We definitely have to talk about that next week, but and probably in chat a lot. But just the way stuff is going to react to ER. Was it Costco had great news, and the stock didn't react well to it. So I mean, I kind of want to watch those this first week just to see if all news is 5% again, 5 to 20% down, no matter what news you give.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not on Rad. They're just they're not really putting their neck out just yet. I mean, 7C is bullish on it this week, but there isn't a lot of out of the money stuff happening. I imagine they'll start to build those positions as the week starts off.
Monday, Tuesday, yeah. I still think the best way to play ERs is let it happen, hope for a flush, and play that. Just hope for cheap shares. Read the report.
Yeah.
You mentioned the SoFi Square. I wonder, elaborate a little bit what you've seen,
Oh yeah.
why they didn't
So
make the cut, which I'm fine with. We got all the time in the world on these.
yeah, so SoFi is still remains like I think the best candidate for leaps in that sector, and I think you can get leaps anywhere from like 7 to 10 on it. So the reason it didn't make the cut for me is I just want to see what happens with these puts at 5.5 are still bearish, but they're not really pushing it much below that, and I don't really see this breaking down below
Five.
5, but I think you could see like it get into like the like 5.15 or something like that.
I got
So
five. I got 528. That's why it came up one line on the chart.
yeah, no, I do think that that's a good spot. I didn't have the upward push
Yeah.
yet to add it.
I'm
Um,
if this breaks five, well 490, whatever, 485. If it starts going that way, look out. Look out. That's a huge level. It really is. Which I'm with your thesis. It stays at 515, 5. It doesn't
do you think
never really gets there.
do you think from a macro perspective, like people paying their student loans again is going to help them?
Yeah.
Because you know that date they keep pushing that back, but I
Well,
would imagine this time like December, January, it'll start back
if
up.
so, if it depends on how Gap affects it, right? Which everyone, real quick lesson, Gap is general accounting practices. That's what that shit is. Um,
Oh,
but if Gap lets you like write that off, right, and it's not included in that,
mm-hmm.
um, then it won't affect them at all, right? Because it's out of sight, out of mind. But if that's been included the whole time in like their stuff, like that's a burden on their books. From a Gap perspective, oh, they're gonna kill it when that comes back. I
Nice,
mean,
yeah.
it's like 60% of their business is people, and what I mean by that is not just like their actual business, but like the people that have a SoFi account also handle their student loans with them. It's like a 6 out of 10. So if you have an account, you usually are handling that through them.
Yeah,
You might have other things, a savings account, a checking account, yada yada yada, or whatever. Maybe another loan, a car loan, or what else through them. But most people have that through them because it's. I guess the payment side is really easy for that.
right.
You know, out of
Yeah.
sight, out of mind. You don't want to be. I don't know. You're a teacher. You've been through college. You know you those $20-$30 payments that you negotiate. You don't want to miss because then you got to renegotiate them, and
Right.
they
Yeah,
make
yeah. The
that
most
easy.
the most favorable thing someone buried in student loan debt can do is have like a public sector job, and it's just 10. You make payments for like 10 years, and it's just gone.
Yeah.
Um, that's kind of what
But
people.
but if you miss it, it's a big problem. If you miss like a
It
couple
is.
payments,
Yeah.
it's a stupid problem, and they handle that part. They're just like, "Here, I'll help you out with that. You'll never miss a payment. What do you want to pay to who? Got you."
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
like
Yeah.
they'll make your account go balance negative, right? And then bill you. So
Yes.
you don't
Yeah.
miss your student loans, and
Yeah.
that's kind of
Exactly.
their
Yeah.
niche.
It's the one kind of debt people find out will just follow you anywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
bankruptcy, anything about it. And so yeah. So there is definitely that loan servicing is
Yeah.
is such a huge market. Yeah. So real quick, Square is the other one that is. So I've got this line on Square, the 5940, that I'd wanted to reclaim to really truly be any kind of bullish on it. But
Yeah, I'm with you.
the flow uh, is looking like 55 or so is definitely possible. But people shooting for 45, like 45p is a completely bullish contract. So it's not going to happen.
These are
But I just don't.
Thanksgiving
I'm just
plays.
looking for more in the 60s. But I think this is going to be a really good play in October, November.
Yeah, Thanksgiving Day plays. These are going to be sideways till then, I think. I mean,
Yeah.
they're playable. I mean, you can play 55 to 60. That's playable.
Yeah.
But the overall move, yeah, I'm with you on that. I was just wondering if COVID lows are going to come into play here. Interesting. Top.
Let's
Just reset again. We have lower highs, so that's not the greatest, but the $7 level has kind of been it. The weekly
There's
crap.
They're gonna try to take this down to $5.
Sweet.
I don't know if they're gonna succeed, but that's what they want to do.
Hope they do.
Yeah.
And then UEC. It's a week behind UUU.
Yeah.
The $3 level is pretty huge on this end.
Let's see. So yeah, I kind of want to see how uranium
Nothing on
plays.
Aluminum, uranium, aluminum. It's all that way right now for me. The only thing I like is oil, and we kind of went on that. And
yeah,
natural gas, but I don't play those charts. I just play the ETF. Ooh, yeah. Did I skip that one? I'm sorry. Boyle. Do we put Boyle on the hot list this week?
Oh yeah, I think we should. Yes.
I really do.
Yeah.
Because it's back down. I mean, I didn't want to put it at there at 70, 80, 90, but at 55, I like it.
Yes, and it has those monthly contracts. So if you play options, we're coming up on this 2-week window where those 1021 contracts get really appealing because you have some time on them, and they're also not decaying every day on you. So it's a good spot for a swing.
That's what I love about our stuff, man. Professor come out with the technicals, how to play the option side. I'm like, man, just buy shares. It's about to get real cold outside.
Yeah, right.
It's at a good level. Buy some shares. It's about to be cold. I don't think we're going to get the 38s again. I really don't think. Maybe like 49, but I just don't see it. And again, we're probably going to move closer to 100 here. I just really believe that.
Yeah.
Thesis intact. All right, let's get on the hot list, and I think we're right. Let's call it maybe like 15 right now. So be a little choosy, I guess.
Yeah.
If possible.
Yeah.
Alto would be first. I like the level, but I would need the strong $4 flow read.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it off and just look for my notes on it.
Perfect.
I'll let you know, like if I think it's gonna go the next day, I'll put it in there.
Do you have bearish flow? No, or is this not?
I have indecisive flow.
Okay,
I think.
Okay. Well, I can just play. I can play this level 375 to 4 is a playable zone for me. Yeah, as long as you don't have stuff below that, I perfect. I like that in notes. AMRS.
I would say just wait for 250.
Okay, so let's pull it.
I think it's gonna pull back there, and then it'll be good.
BAC.
Yeah, I like to play BAC a lot. There's nothing in particular in the flow, but it is pretty good under 32 for a move to 34. But it'll just be in my notes.
Perfect. We talked Beam. How about Blink? Chargers are wait and see for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait on those.
Okay. Peabody. 19's my level.
Yeah, I mean, I do, I see a reversal in this one. I'm just gonna keep it. It's been good, so I'm gonna be stubborn on this.
Okay, I like it from a chart standpoint. This is the range of
Yeah.
it. It's nice. The price point's good. CCL we're already in. God, we triple stamp CCL.
Yeah.
um, Comms,
Yeah, taking that off for now.
perfect. Cores, I got 152 just below it here. Is this Bitcoin?
I'm gonna keep this. This is a good shares or leaps.
Yeah, I like the share side on this one, especially under 150.
Yeah.
Cody.
Got my move and got out. I think this, but this is such a reliable channel too.
It is the 714 to 780.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep it as a kind of a rinse and repeat.
Okay.
I think we do get a bounce there.
Carvana. I got 2194 to 39 in my channel, so we're close to bottom, but
2143 to 3727 is my. That's pretty close.
Take it off for a week, or
yeah, we'll take it off for a week just because I do think it probably is. I want to see it back at 21.
Okay.
Before I get back into it.
We can midweek scream about it.
Yeah.
It's not like people will know. Datadog.
I got 84 as a floor on this from down here. Okay. Realistically, this should be over 90.
Yeah, 97.
Yeah. It doesn't really fit the hot list profile, but we'll be talking about it.
Got you. Yeah, it was in my focus notes last week.
Yeah.
DNA.
Could pull back to 250.
All right. We'll alert that one when it's prime time to go. EV Go. That was over here. We already talked about that.
Yeah.
EVTL. We're back. We're back to 7. The 774 was my line that we were targeting.
I this does. I mean, you want to be careful, but it kind of has the look of a multi-day kind of thing's going to happen here.
Yeah, I got out.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it's probably going to $10.
So I got like 200 shares. Kind of tried to scale in. It took off, and it didn't stop. So I sold those 200 shares for like $350, $400. Yeah, because it got to my line. It kind of started checking off of that line. I just took it.
Right. Yeah, this was originally just such an example of like the crazy flow read and teamwork. Because I think I found this at $5.
Yeah, it was.
And you were like no, stay away. And then we got back into it under 3, and then it just went crazy from there. But yeah.
And gave us $5 the second time around.
Yep.
So you want to keep it?
I do. Yeah, okay. I do.
Okay.
I think
just a continuation.
Yes. Yeah.
FSL we talked about. FSR. I'm surprised that this went this far.
Yeah, I want to see it get back like over 820s, 830s, and then I want to see what the flow does.
Okay. GILT.
Nah, taking it off. Did not do what I want.
Go EV, probably not.
Nah.
IMAX.
Gonna go ahead and take IMAX off, but we'll see.
I think a lot of these ones that are like that are gonna evolve to the hot stove plays.
Yeah.
Give us something to do over there. JMIA.
Taking it off for now.
Cold.
I mean, cold's a really risky buy up here.
Yeah, I think we switched, right?
We'll swap it for Boyle. Yeah.
Yeah, switched. Perfect. MGM. Can't believe it. They checked this far back. I really can't.
Yeah, we're back down here. It could dip to like 28 or so from here to me on my end.
That's what I have. Let's just wait and see on that. Plenty of time.
Yeah.
Mo reset on 41, but it caught it Friday.
Yeah.
It was trending so well. It lost it all in one day.
Right. That's a little surprising because it's such a good safety stock. But I mean, I'm kind of inclined to keep it. I think it's going to go head right back up there.
I'm with you as long as you don't see trouble. I'm keeping.
No, I don't. No, it's solid.
All right. Yeah. Netflix.
It has shown a lot of strength and then gave some of it back. Nothing special in the flow.
Perfect. Nikola. Rip.
Yeah, nah. I'm out.
NOV.
I am out on that one too.
Penn.
Golly. Yeah, I still love the sector. I do, but I just want to see
A1 on hot stove. A1 on a hot stove. We'll just run it that way.
Yeah.
We'll kind of turn that into our long-term thesis swing-ish plays.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. PFE.
Little breakdown here.
Yeah, I see it.
Like that, yeah.
Plug.
I'm gonna wait and see on Chargers.
PTLO. Hot stove.
I like the hot stove. This one. Yeah.
Hot stove. Yeah. Good call. Yeah. Same page already.
Yeah.
QS. The hell is this, P? What was this?
They're lithium batteries. They're
okay.
So yeah, they're wait and see sector.
Okay. We talked about Rad. Roblox. That's a big guy.
Yeah, I think Roblox probably goes this week.
All right, we're keeping it.
Looking at like 42, 43 on the weeklies.
And that's a good example of we have a lot of plays that are regular. There's going to be some like blue chips or A+ ones, and Roblox is probably there. In my opinion, it's like the blue chip. Rev, low volume.
Yeah, it's just gonna take a little patience, but they're not actively trying to kill it, so I think it's gonna go again. I just don't know when or why.
Yeah. What do you want to do with it?
I never know why on it, but no, we don't need it. I mean, people know about it, and yeah, there'll be chances to get in when it goes.
Ride, I assume that's a cut.
Yeah.
Rivian.
No real reason to have it on the hot list. I think it's going to charge up and head back to 40.
40, but... yeah, I like it. I just think we're a week early on that, maybe 2 on that sector.
Yeah.
Stitch Fix.
Nah.
ER's done. Yeah. Space. We just gonna wait for the plane launch before we go back to
the we'll wait.
SQQ.
So I this could definitely go to like $62, but I think we just see a kind of a pullback here. I'm going to take it off the hot. It was a special conditions for why it was on the hot list for 2 weeks. And you can look at the chart and see why I did that.
Beautiful.
So there's we're going to take the win. We know about it. When it's primed again, we'll go for it.
And I quote, because this is the reason I played it. I quote, Professor, right here. If you just want to take it easy through the numbers being released, just scale in to SQQQQ and sell it on the other side, and you should be fine.
Yeah.
And he was more than right. He was more than right on that one. So if you wanted an easy one last 2 weeks, this was it. And the chart shows that like a 40, 38 even to $56 move. It was beautiful. Just hop in on pullbacks. Well done, sir.
Yep. Thank you.
Tilray, we talked about. I think we're waiting
Yeah.
on that, right?
Yep.
Toast.
Just too much potential downside. If this goes to $14, I'll be back into it.
Okay.
But I think that's where it's going. So I'm
Um,
gonna get out.
UUU. Assume that's in the same group as UEC.
Yeah, we'll wait on that.
Weber.
I like Weber a lot right here.
I love Weber. I was trying to
Thank you.
poker face you right there. It didn't
Yeah.
work. It didn't work. I love this. I have 614. $6 is not letting go. Low volume, high volume, it doesn't matter, and you can play it for 5 or 10% off that $6 level. Just put like if you want to like practice, just buy 10 shares. Take 5%. This is really an easy one right now, and it has potential to 9 or 10.
Exactly, and if Wales thought they could just kill it from here, they would have done it already. So I think it's just really strong at this level.
Yeah, there's something's going on. Something ain't right here in Kansas.
Yeah,
this deserves Weeble comments. Check Weber Weeble comments, please.
Yes.
Wow. Did I get that on there?
Yeah, they killed it. I'm out.
And then Yeti. They smacked that too.
Yeah, they smacked it. I actually did. I was green on this on a trade, but it stopped out green and didn't go back to it. So out for now.
I wasn't trying to buy anything. I was trying to hold before the numbers came out, so that kind of saved me on this guy. I'm glad it's on my radar though now. Perfect. That's what we got. Let me give you a count here real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21. Let's go. Good stuff,
Yeah.
P. Good stuff, P. Any notes here at the end you want to add before we cut it?
Nope. I would just say pay particular attention to natural gas and oil futures. I don't really expect anything dramatic out of NASDAQ futures, but I'll be looking at that. Don't fall into being overly bearish. I think we could see some relief in some spots, even if the downtrend continues. My advice.
Yeah, I definitely think overall with you on that. The week probably in general is going to probably be down. We'll probably have another red week, but there'll be opportunities in a couple sectors. You can see we obviously believe in solar a little bit, some staples, and then some beat up names that usually draw a lot of attention. So the only thing I'd add to what you say to watch, maybe that Bitcoin 19 is holding pretty strong. So when it does trend in either direction, 17 or 2021, that's going to push those stocks. Morrow, Riot, Hut. Those are the ones I like. Other than that, I'm with you. Stay inside those boxes, oil, solar, nat gas plays. Probably will help you this week for sure.
Yeah, and that Pox Corner, that's gold in there, so definitely keep an eye on that. Really great on those 0 DTEs. Just, I mean, you know, they're as risky as you get, but the thing is, you know, if your sizing is right, the win rate alone is going to carry you to profit on those. So just follow his lead.
Oh, and for the record, he's welcome to come join this chat anytime.
Yeah.
I know he won't, but he's totally welcome. I appreciate him. Appreciate you, P. Have a good rest of your day. Notes and stuff as usual.
Yep. Appreciate it.